do I really need to explain? I made a World Cup where a team has to lose to advance to the next round, and the team who loses the most wins everything. Hey, it's me again, Pig with Mustache. Well, not really, pigs can talk. I know the World Cup is over, in fact it ended over a week ago, and right now when I'm filming it, it's just after Christmas. Although for you it's probably February or March or June. I don't know when I'm gonna release this video. But I don't know, I think the idea for this video is unique and interesting enough that it could draw people's attention. It drew yours. Or maybe you were tricked by the title and the thumbnail, I get that. First try, Saudi Arabia starts with a strong showing with a goal difference of -13 thanks to Lewandowski, who scored 7 times against them. The biggest surprises of the entire World Cup were the North American duo United States and Canada, who both managed to reach top 4. At the semifinals, Iran managed to get the revenge on the United States after defeating them in the group stages but getting the revenge by losing in the semifinals when it really matters. In the final, it looked like Cameroon was going to win until 2 crosses from Ibelmo made Iran the first World Cup champion who absolutely did not deserve it. The biggest surprises from the first stage is England make past the group stages after getting 2 losses against Wales and the United States. Also, Brazil and Croatia managed to qualify from the groups, and yep, Croatia scored 8 past Canada and somehow still qualified. But the dream ended for all of those countries in the round of 16, with England beating Qatar, Croatia getting past Costa Rica, and Brazil defeating Ghana. In the end, Qatar won the World Cup at home with a superb campaign where it often looked like they would be eliminated, but somehow managed to steal defeat from the jaws of victory. All thanks to their keeper Al-Shib, who at the last minute decided to become the hero of Qatar and give them a World Cup title with this. On the other side of Qatar winning the World Cup, there is Cameroon, who reached 2 World Cup finals and lost both of them. Actually, they won both of them. Which means that they are the biggest losers in the World Cup, because Cameroon can't even lose when they need to win, but when they win they lose, and when they lose they don't need to lose. But when they do need to lose, they actually win, and instead of winning they lose the World Cup. So I gave them one last chance to lose it all. Things looked difficult for them in the group stages with a victory against Switzerland and a draw against Serbia, but they still managed to qualify for the next stage. Losses against Ghana and Canada put them in the way of Belgium, who was the biggest surprise of the simulation by being soundly beaten by Morocco and Croatia before losing against Japan and Uruguay. But in the end, Cameroon's bigger experience at losing proves to be stronger than Belgium's dark horse, white horse, and they make the final again, this time against Australia, who lost a close penalty shootout versus Saudi Arabia. But Mabil taketh and Mabil giveth, the poor confused player scores a beautiful goal against Cameroon at the beginning of the match, and an incredible performance from the indomitable Lions finally gives them the World Cup title. The game got a little confused by this World Cup format, but it got there in the end. After all this, I thought it would be a waste to not do a World Cup with the worst teams from the world. So I picked several teams from every continent and I made the World Cup with them. Group A. Okay, maybe I should not have put South American teams in, because Bolivia started the World Cup by scoring 6 past Eritrea, 4 against Cayman Islands, and 9 versus Port Pakistan. The group was so close in the end that the qualification was actually decided by the Bolivia thrashings against them. Group B. A very close group by the rankings, and it shows, with everyone getting at least a win. In the end, Djibouti easily qualifies and Cook Islands eliminates Bhutan with 2 goals near the end of the match. Group C. Surprisingly, the teams with the best rankings are the ones who go through, and Laos shows themselves to be strong contenders for the World Cup title with 0 goals scored in the group stages. Group D. Group D, the first with an European, San Marino, starts well by drawing against Guam and ends well by losing against São Tomé and Príncipe, but sadly for them, a simple victory against Aruba is enough to eliminate them. They might be really bad, but not that much. Group E. No upsets here. The teams with the best rankings beating the one with the worst rankings. It looks like Bahamas might be another contender. Group F. Despite being the worst ranked team in the group, Gibraltar gets 3 easy victories. Group G. The last European, I'm gonna try it, Liechtenstein, you know them. You know who they are, doesn't matter how I pronounce it. They also easily finished first in the group, who sees a very weak Tonga side, who managed to lose to Sri Lanka despite having 2 more players than their opponents. Group 8. In the opposite end of Group A, the opposite story of Group A, with another very close group and one team diverging from the rest, but this time there is a very aggressive American Samoa team that got 3 red cards and no goals made. The highlights for the round of 16 are Guan and Laos showing great team effort, and American Samoa having a really unusual match where they have more goals scored than red card. Maybe they're not weak enough to win the World Cup. In the quarterfinals, every match goes to extra time. Guan gets past Eritrea, Laos eliminates Cook Islands at the last minute, Tonga keeps their dream alive by letting Bahamas score twice, and in the last match of the quarterfinals, there's the meetup between Samoa and the American Samoa, and they provided one of the best World Cup matches of all time. American Samoa starts the game by scoring 1 goal, the no-American one ties the game, but before the end of the first half, the Americans score again. But in the beginning of the second half, Samoa scores again and there is another draw. But Samoa's secret agent Fao Danielson scores 2 more goals for the American ones. But the match is not over until it's over and Samoa bags 2 more goals to tie the game. During extra time, Danielson makes his 4th goal. Surely that is enough. Like, scoring 3 goals and losing is understandable, but scoring 4 goals in the same match and losing, that never happened. Well, no, 3 minutes later his teammates let another goal in and this time it's actually over. Then, during penalty shootouts, Samoa wins and the American one advances despite Danielson's best efforts. Semifinals. Favorites Laos advances after a very close match against Guam, and American Samoa is finally eliminated. Tonga proves themselves to be too little for the American ones and make it to the final thanks to Danielson. This is it, the big final. Both nations having similar campaigns with 6 losses out of 6 possible, also 2 goals scored and almost the same amount of goals conceded, but this time only one of them can lose. First off at the match, and Takavatu, Katavapu, Vakatapu. Vakatapu, remember that name, he gives a penalty to Laos. Later, Vakatapu's bad marking allows Laos to score a 2nd goal in the match. But right after that, and before the end of the first half, Laos shows their lack of quality and makes Tonga score their 1st goal in the match. In the second half, they tricked Tonga into scoring a goal that they wouldn't score in any other circumstances. But what better way to end the World Cup with the worst national teams in the world than with own goal? That's right, Vakatapu says enough is enough, I'll win the World Cup myself, and with that, Tonga is the World Cup champion and officially the worst national team in the world. I don't think I can draw any conclusion for that, but I hope it was fun.